live! Hey Hacksters! Welcome to Fundum Friday. I have two things for you today. The first one up is the UDOO BOLT. So this is just gonna be all about the UDOO, and then you'll see the next thing afterwards, which is, okay, it's the Misty 2 robotic, which is really cool. So, we are blessed with a new computer from UDOO. Who are UDOO? They're awesome! They've been making maker-compatible, or, Arduino-compatible, maker-friendly computers for ages. Like, back when we did our Hack to the Future tour with the DeLorean back in 2015, they sent this awesome guy, Michelangelo, to join us for part of it. And you'll see his amazing stardom in the video for this Kickstarter. You should just watch it, because it's amazing. We'll come back to that. This thing is twice as fast as the MacBook that I'm running this stream on, which makes me really sad, but also very excited because I'm getting one! Yeah! So, for $230, you get a ridiculous amount of capability in this computer. So, it has slots for RAM expansions. It's got an incredible multi-64-bit CPU with a really depressing comparison against the Mac that I'm running, as well as their previous boards and stuff. Like the last one that they made was the UDOO x86 Ultra, which they successfully funded on Kickstarter, as well as the old UDOO Neo, which I have one of here and we're going to look at, and the original UDOO, which had, a quad-core version available, and it had like the same headers as an Arduino Mega built in. So speaking of which, it's not just a computer, it's also got an Arduino built in, but the computer itself is not like a Raspberry Pi glued to an Arduino. No, this thing has a ridiculous GPU. Let's have a look. It can run 4 4K Ultra HD displays at once. Like, what? They show it in the video running this thing with like 4 screens, basically a projection screen, but it's like actual screens at a time, showing like playing really beautiful video and stuff, and it has no problem doing that. That's ridiculous. They have no right to make this thing. It's, designed for makers and stuff. So I have a few ideas, for what to do with this. First up, I tend to run into a bunch of issues doing Windows tutorials because I have to get a Windows computer for that, or get hold of one or whatever, and it usually ends up being some cheap, crappy laptop that's like $300 because that's all I can really justify at the time. But with this thing, I can hook it up to a monitor and stuff and run all those Windows specific developer applications so that I can actually complete those tutorials, and I'm really stoked for that. But it's basically going to be a hard time choosing between that and, running AI, machine learning stuff on it, like having it be a local server for that, because it's got these ridiculous GPUs and everything. I mean, look at these specs. You got gigabit Ethernet connection. You've got 2 USB Type-C and 2 HDMI 2.0 jacks. That's where you're gonna plug in your screens and stuff. You've got Grove connectors for Seed Grove modules, which are these really useful things that help you connect. I've probably got some just like under the desk here. Connect for sensors, actuators, whatever. Makes it really easy to set up. Arduino compatible pinout. You've got a front panel. You've got a power button. It comes with a really nice metal case, which is super cool. I really can't wait. And then it's got an audio headset jack, so it's got a TRRS, tip ring sleeve, audio connector, which means you can plug in a microphone as well. Super cool. Infrared, you can make a remote for it, You've got all these memory expansion ports. It's just, I'm angry this exists. It's way too cool. They've had a lot of practice producing really cool stuff, though. And you've got the Aladdin quotation there. Phenomenal cosmic powers, itty bitty living space. Yeah, it's so small. Look at this. It's 5 inches by 5 inches. It's less than that. Yeah, you can put this wherever. And then they've got all these different applications that they mentioned for it. Yeah, so it doesn't just run the Arduino IDE. It has an Arduino built in. You just jumper wire into it. It's like part of it. It's really cool. They show an example in the video of like a little robot that they built that's like interacting with people and stuff, as well as other cool stuff. Arduino Leonardo compatible, based on the Mega 32U4. Same functionality of an Arduino Uno, plus the advantages that it can also natively function as a MIDI device or a keyboard or a mouse or whatever. So they also emphasize that this thing is great for doing gaming, because it can run really, really nice video, like really, really, really nice video. But also you can build your own game controllers right on the thing and just have them attached to it. And then you can, you know, add your little foot pedals or whatever kind of cheat things you came up with to give you an edge in League of Legends, you know? You can do whatever with it. You can be super unscrupulous, which is my new favorite phrase, I guess. Yeah. You can do VR, you know, it's just stop. It's too good. Yeah, and then I'm gonna do boring stuff like run Windows on it, you know? Plus you got this UDOO cloud service that lets you manage it from like remotely. It's open source and open hardware because they're pirates, they say. It's way too cool. You can go to Italy and get ice cream with them. They don't pay for your ticket, but they'll pay for an ice cream for you if you give them $1. And from the fact that they've completed previous Kickstarters and delivered on them pretty well, I think that this is a really reliable bet. Plus, they're over 2 times funded, and so it's definite that you would be getting this. When are they coming? How long do I have to wait? December! It's not fair. It's really not fair. Okay, anyway, yeah, you can check out the previous great, excellent videos for the x86, the Neo, and stuff. You can't still get those. Wait, you can. Okay, cool. Anyway, we're gonna look at the... Well, before I get off of the browser, okay, so Misty Robotics is, the Misty 2 robot is like a little robot that's compatible with Arduino, and we'll talk about it in a second. They've got a campaign going right now as well. But I think that, you know, if you don't want to get a full Misty robot, you could kind of build your own robot with this. Misty comes with an Arduino backpack. If you buy that, you could also just use the built-in Arduino on this thing. They're both really great looking systems for developing your own robots to learn on. Super cool. And it's cheap. It's like $230. Come on. Okay. So from back in the day, I have actually a UDOO quad in my house that I did not think to bring, and a UDOO Neo, which is out of focus. Let's fix that. I never trust autofocus. It's so bad. There we go. Okay. But I want to show you that they're not just great at making videos, they also make really pretty packaging that tells you all about it. The UDOO Neo is like a super tiny computer that includes 9-axis sensors, motion sensors, you know, all this good stuff. You could run Android on it, Wi-Fi and Bluetooth 4.0, aka Bluetooth Low Energy, or, well, it includes Bluetooth Low Energy in that spec. Open this thing up, you got this, like, beautiful thing that explains what all the bits are. Gonna zoom in out a little bit. Whoa, no, that was the opposite. There we go. Okay. USB OTG on the go. That means that it's like a, you can plug in, like, keyboards and stuff there. Micro SD card slot, magnetometer, accelerometer. Then you open up this beautiful thing. It's all beaten up because I've been like holding on to it for years, keep meaning to like break it out and build something, but there's so much to do. Yeah, all the pins are like explained here. Extended GPIOs, what's the Arduino pinout, RTC battery for the real-time clock, reset button, LEDs, etc., etc., etc. Bluetooth and Wi-Fi, USB connection, micro HDMI. Oh, so good. Wait, do I have this backwards? No. Micro HDMI. That's a micro HDMI. That's ridiculous. Hey. Oh no, that's the OTG port. Okay. Plus, it's all like labeled on the board itself as well, which is really useful. I think this is super handy. USB host, DC power, LDVS. What is LDVS? Tell me. I don't know. Oh, LVDS display. Okay. Maybe this is rotated. Oh, yes, it's rotated. Okay, there we go. That makes a lot more sense. Yeah, it's a display port. We got the cool stuff. All right, and then you got the remote, the extra little plug-in JST connector for the battery and stuff. Cool. Just ignore the fact that I had that completely rotated. Anyway, they've got this little getting started guide built in here and stuff. Download the UDOO burner, insert the flashed micro SD card, etc. Yeah, you got all these. You got 2 rows of the Arduino pinout, which means that not only can you plug in a shield, but at the same time you can plug in other stuff into those header pins. So plugging in a shield doesn't mean that you can't use the other pins that the shield doesn't use, which is a kind of a pet peeve of mine when like they block you from using anything else with a shield. This is beautiful, and the new one's gonna be beautiful. I'm just gonna weep when I get it. You're gonna get a video that's just straight weeping. Anyway, so check out the UDOO BOLT. It's their new board. It's gonna be super beautiful. Oh, this one. There we go. Yeah, UDOO BOLT. Go hit it up because it looks really gorgeous. Thanks for watching and stay tuned. Stick around. The next thing we're gonna look at is the Misty Robotics Misty 2 robot, which I got a peek at Maker Faire, and they built a. Okay. Next video.